Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam vande Guru Paramparam. Oh, in this satsanga, we are studying Gita Dhyana as a stepping stone into the study of Bhagavad Gita. So far, we had seen 7 slokas, and there are 2 more slokas. Today, we can go to the 8th sloka, and of course, if time allows, to the 9th sloka also. The 8th sloka is mūkaṃ karoti vācālaṃ paṅguṃ laṃghayate girim yatkṛpā tamahaṃ vande paramānandamādhavam. Mūkaṃ karoti vācālaṃ paṅguṃ laṃghayate girim yatkṛpā tamahaṃ vande paramānandamādhavam. So in this shloka, there is nothing to be broken. All are single words. No compound word is there. Mūkaṃ karoti vācālaṃ paṅguṃ laṃghayate girim yatkṛpā tam aham vande paramānandamādhavam. This is the shloka. Mūkaṃ karoti vācālaṃ. Paṅguṃ laṃghayate girim. Yatkṛpā. Yatkṛpā. The meaning of yatkṛpā is yasya kripā. Whose kripā? Kripā is grace. Whose grace or whose blessing makes mūkaṃ vācālaṃ karoti. Mūkaṃ vācālaṃ karoti means makes a dumb most eloquent. Karoti, the meaning is making. Because it is the present tense, karoti, is making. So whose grace is making the dumb whom the most eloquent one. Mūkaṃ karoti vācālaṃ. paṅguṃ laṃghayate girim. Paṅgu is a physically challenged man who cannot walk. One who cannot walk. Him, that grace makes him cross the mountain. Laṃghayate girim. Laṃghayate is making to cross, is helping to cross. Cross what? Girim, mountain. So that grace makes the dumb man, dumb one, most eloquent, and it makes a man who cannot walk, but one who crosses the mountain, one who climbs the mountain. Yatkṛpā, yasya kripā, whose grace, whose blessing makes this all possible, that paramānandamādhavam, that Madhavam, the Madhava, I am vande, I am worshipping, I am prostrating. I am prostrating that Madhava, whose grace makes the dumb most eloquent, and whose grace helps a physically challenged man who cannot walk, but to cross the or to climb the mountain. Let's take the first sentence, mūkaṃ karoti vācālaṃ. So this is all about the grace of Madhava. Who is Madhava? Madhava is Dhava of Ma. Ma is Lakshmi. Ma is mother. Ma is Maya, the universal power, which is behind all creations. Or it is Ma is Lakshmi, the goddess of all prosperities and wealth. So Dhava, husband of Madhava, or Dhava of Prakriti, Maya, that is Ishvara. So Madhava would mean Ishvara or Mahavishnu, Narayana. That Narayana I am prostrating, I am worshipping. Whose grace is making this all possible? A dumb one cannot speak. He is deaf and dumb. He cannot speak. But the grace of Ishvara makes him most eloquent. That we are seeing in the world. In both ways. That is, literally we are saying that. Many instances are there reported. Hitherto dumb persons speaks out. Such happenings are reported. And there is another meaning. See, when one man have that capacity to talk, he can talk. That ability to speak is there. But you do not know what to speak, how to speak, how to communicate with others, what should be the communication at different occasions. One who do not know that is equal to a dumb man. This fellow will create more problems than a dumb man. A dumb will not create problems. Most of our problems, troubles in the world are the effect of wrong talks and loose talks. So one who do not know to speak, virtually he is dumb, even though verbally he is not dumb. So such people, they will become most eloquent ones, who knows the secret of words, and knowing that they will use the ability to speak, the power to speak, the most positive and practical way. Experts in communication. So a dumb is made so, an eloquent. Whose grace is making all this? The grace of Madhava. And there is another meaning that is more apt and acceptable for us. Vācālaṃ mūkaṃ karoti. There, Vācāla is one who is always talking, talkative. His only business is talking, talking, talking. A talkative fellow, Vācālaha. He is made mūkaṃ, a silent. Whose grace is making this? That is the grace of Mother. How to understand this? See, when we are boiling butter to make ghee, it will make huge noise. The whole village will know that he is making ghee. Because from the pot, from the oven, from the vessel, it will shout, I am here, I am here, I am here. But when the water is fully evaporated and it is pure ghee, there is no more noise and voice. Silent. So when that is not ripe enough, it will make noise and voice. But when it is devoid of water or impurities, and pure within, then there is no voice, there is no noise. It is established in silence. Same is the case with human being. We'll be always shouting, I am here, I am here. It is not just for making of voices, but we will try somehow to show others I am here. Feel my presence here. I am such a great man. Always we will be working somehow or other way to show our presence. Rajasic people cannot escape from that temptation. It will come from within. So that's a sort of vācālaṃ. But when the knowledge, wisdom is well established within, or in other words, when we are well established in wisdom, there is no more talk, no more voice, cries, showings, nothing. There is no pop and show. Well established in the inner calmness. So now we can say he is mūkaṃ. That was the state of the first ever Guru, Dakshinamurti. He is the first Guru. We are considering the lineage of our Guru Parampara from Dakshinamurti, Sadashiva Samarambha. Was not giving lectures, putting huge microphones and speaking. Was well established in silence. When we are studying Shastra, we will have the tendency to show our knowledge to the world. Come, 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 I am a scholar. Hear from me. I am ready to teach you. And going from here and there. We will be teaching, teaching, teaching. But when that knowledge is right, well established in wisdom, he is immersed in inner silence. So that grace, the grace of Madhava, that makes the most eloquent vācāla jump, is not at all talking. So in either way we can take mūkaṃ karoti vācālaṃ or vācālaṃ mūkaṃ karoti yatkṛpā, yasya kripā, whose grace. Tamahaṃ vande paramānandamādhavam. That Madhava, who is of the form of the ultimate bliss, paramānandamādhavam. What is the form of Madhava? He is of the form of ultimate bliss, paramānandamādhavam. It is not normal or relative habits. It is not some happiness coming out of some transactions. No. It is the inner limitless happiness, which is not at all a product of physical or external transactions. That is bliss. That paramānandamādhavam I am prostrating, I am worshipping vande. Then it is said, paṅguṃ laṃghayate girim. Paṅgu is a physically challenged person who cannot walk. He cannot walk. When he cannot walk at all, he cannot imagine climbing a mountain. He cannot imagine that. But Madhava's grace, Madhava's blessing, that will help him to climb the mountain. In our life, practical life, there are many, many mountains to climb. Many, many mountains. We will wonder how I will face this challenge in life. How I will face this problem. Impossible, I cannot. Such huge hurdles will definitely come in our ways in this life. Unable to get an answer, we will suffer. So these are some mountains on our dharmic path. And we will be sitting like paṅgus, unable to walk. How to face that problem, how to cross that hurdle without knowing, we will be suffered. So here, it is the grace of Lord. It is the grace of paramānandamādhavam that help us to cross that. It is His grace. By the grace of Madhava, we can climb all the mountains, we can cross all the hurdles and have success in this life. That is the greatness of that grace. So it is said, paṅguṃ laṃghayate. Yatkṛpā, yasya kripā. Kripa is grace. Tamahaṃ vande. Him I am worshipping. Paramānandamādhavam. Madhava, Dhava, husband of Lakshmi, who is of the form of the ultimate bliss. Ananda is not normal happiness. When we say happiness, it is relative. It is something coming from some transactions or arising out of some transaction. So it is relative. It is transactional. But when it is Ananda, it is absolute, not relative. It is absolute. So that absolute Ananda is the real form of Ishvara, and him I am worshipping. So this is the Meaning of the shloka. Mūkaṃ karoti vācālaṃ paṅguṃ laṃghayate girim yatkṛpā tamahaṃ vande paramānandamādhavam. Then there is one more shloka, and shloka is Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Maruta Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangapadakramopaniषदैः Gayanti Yam Samagaः Dhyanavasthita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyandam Na Viduh Surasuraganah Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Let us read the shloka once more. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Maruta Stunvandi Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangapadakramopaniषदैः Gayanti Yam Samagaः Dhyanavasthita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyandam Na Viduh Surasuraganah Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha. That is one word. Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaihi Stavaihi Vedaihi Sangapadakramopaniषदैः Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavasthita Tadgatena Manasa or Dhyanavasthita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasya Antam Na Viduhu Surasuraganah Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Tasmai Namaha. Tasmai Namaha. Tasmai, unto him. Tasmai means unto him. Namaha, salutations. So unto him salutations. I am offering my salutations unto him. Unto whom? Tasmai Devaya. Unto that Deva. So my salutations are unto that Deva. This is the main word in this sloka. My salutations are unto that Deva. Who is the Deva? One who is making the whole world shine. He is the Deva. Or one who is self-effulgent. He is the Deva. One who is giving the whole effulgence to the world. Or one who is residing in the inner space. He is the Deva. One who is bestowing all everything to the whole world. He is a Deva. So there are many meanings. See, when we are deriving the word from the root dhatu, diva, it would mean one who is giving the effulgence, or one who is having that effulgence. That is the meaning of that. When we are deriving that word from the dhatu, diva. There are so many other dhatus, like one who is playing. The best player is a deva. Because there is a dhatu diva kridaya. It is gaming, displaying. So what is the meaning of that player? One who is playing all the drama. One who is making this play, which we are calling this universal phenomenon. So he is the greatest player, one who is playing behind. So one who is shining within, that is within the space. Where is that space? In the heart of all beings. He is Deva. And one who is bestowing everything to the whole world. He is a Deva. So there are many meanings. Devaya tasmai. That Deva I am offering my salutations. And who is that Deva? How is that Deva? How can I recognize that Deva? What is the way to realize that? So many questions. All these questions are answered here in this sloka. Yam, whom, Yam means whom, Brahma, Varunendra, Rudra, Marutaha. Great devatas like Brahma, Varuna, Indra, Rudra, and Marut. These are great devatas. They are praising Stunvanti. Stunvanti means are praising. It is a plural form. Are praising. How? Divyaihi stavaihi. Stavam is a hymn. Hymn in praise of somebody. That is stavam. Divyam is celestial. So with the help of celestial hymns, great devatas like Brahma, Varuna, Indra, Rudra, and Marut, they are praising him. Always they are praising, they are chanting. Vedaihi Sangha Padakramopanishadaihi Gayandiyam Samagaha. Samagaha, those who are chanting Sama Veda, or simply Veda. Those who are chanting Veda, they are praising, they are singing the glory of him. They are singing the glory of him. His glory they are singing. How? Vedaihi, with Vedas. Sangha Padakramopanishadaihi. with Padapatha, with Upakrama and Upanishad. Upakrama is the beginning, so we have to take it as to mean Samhita, and Upanishad, the end of Veda. That means from the beginning to the end. With each pada, they are praising him, his glory, they are praising. Those who are chanting Vedas. Dhyanavasthita tadgatena manasa pashyanti yam yoginah. Yam hum yoginah pashyanti. Yogis are seeing, realizing. Devas are not seeing, they are praising. Samagas are not seeing, they are praising. Without seeing, they are praising. But who are seeing? Yoginaha. Yogis. One who is immersed in the self is a yogi. Such yogis are seeing, realizing. How? Dhyanavasthita tadgatena manasa. Tadgatena manasa. With their mind which is unified with that. How such a unification happens? Dhyanavasthita tadgatena manasa. Avasthita means well established. So, well established in dhyana. Dhyana is dhyana. What is the English word of dhyana? I don't know. Mostly it is translated as meditation. I don't know. What is the apt word for dhyana? So dhyana is dhyana. So well established in dhyana, that unification happens. And with that mind, yogis are realizing that Ishvara, that Deva, yasyandam na vidussura suraganaha. Surasura group of suras and asuras. Suras, devatas, and asuras. Again, I don't know the English word for us. It is mostly translated as demons. But demons are rakshasas, not asuras. So suras and asuras, they do not know what yasyandam, whose end, whose greatness. The group of devatas, like Brahma, Indra, Rudra, Marut, they do not know what is his greatness. When devatas do not know what to speak about asuras, that Ishvara, tasmai devaya namah. Unto that Deva, all these salutations are. So we can take this shloka for our detailed discussion in our next sitting, because there are many inner meanings in this. So we can take that in our next satsanga. Now, if you want to ask anything, you can. If I know, I will reply. Namaste.
Namaste, Swamiji. The question is from Swami Venudas ji. You can ask.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaste.
Swamiji, even though the father of Hanuman is Kesari, we mostly know Hanumanji is the son of Vayu. That's one question. How come it is that way? Number two, Hanumanji is the monumental devotee of Sri Rama. At the same time, Lakshmana too. So how it is related, these two bhaktis, or how it is differentiated? Namaste, Swamiji.
There are two parts in this question. The second part I cannot answer, but still we can discuss. The first question is, Hanumanji is the son of Kesari, but he is mostly known as Vayuputra. How it is? It is well answered in the Ramayana. Not specifically the case of Hanuman, but the case of all the Vanaras who were working with Bhagavan Sri Rama. About them it is said in the Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana itself. That is when Bhagavan Narayana, Bhagavan Vishnu, decided to take the incarnation as Sri Rama. All the devatas were asked to take the form of Vanaras. And all the devatas started procreating Vanaras. How it is possible? It can be in two ways. One, either entering into different individuals. It is one way. The other way is, see, when one person is worshipping Agni, we will call him by the name Agni. Agni is coming. Agnihi agachati. Agni is coming. It doesn't mean fire is coming. The meaning is one who is worshipping Agni is coming. So one who is worshipping, or one who is a strong devotee of Vayu, we can call him Vayu. And because of his devotion, Vayu Devata will bless him. From the grace of that Vayu Devata, he will get a project. And then we will call that the son of Vayu. So in these two ways, it is possible. In two ways, it is possible. So from the mundane standpoint, Hanuman was the son of Kesari and Anjana. Anjana was the mother and Kesari the father. But when we speak about the higher energy levels or the inner sense, it was the blessing of Vayu behind the birth of Hanuman. And of course, in Puranas, there may be different stories, or there may be many stories which are contradicting in between. But this is the possible logical way we can accept. Then the next question is, Hanuman was a great devotee, great bhakta. So also was Lakshmana. Can we compare the devotion of these two great bhaktas? We cannot compare. There is no meaning in comparing, there is no use in comparing. Because Lakshmana was one with Rama, so also was Bharata. And through Bharata, Shatrughna also. There was no difference at all. All these four were different aspects of one divinity. And Lakshmana was always moving as a companion, constant companion of Sri Rama. He was a devotee, bhakta. But he was not a simple bhakta always. Sometimes he was a friend of Sri Rama. He was a servant of Sri Rama. Sometimes we can hear some antagonizing words from Lakshmana against many concepts of Sri Rama. He didn't keep all those ideas with it. Openly he spoke. But when Sri Rama tried to console him and make him understand logically, Lakshmana accepted. So Lakshmana was not a blind devotee. He was not a blind devotee. Of course, he was a devotee. More than a devotee, he was the very personification of brotherhood. Because in the Valmiki Ramayana, we can see and sense that brother always, more than a devotee. He was a devotee, of course, but more than that, he was a brother. We can sense and feel that brother always. When we go through Valmiki Ramayana, always that brother is there in front of us. But the case of Hanuman is different. Hanuman, was he a simple devotee, bhakta? Of course he was a bhakta, but he was much more than that. Without any doubt, let us say this much. Hanuman is the greatest individual in the Ramayana. Some may ask, why? How can you say that Ramayana is the history of Rama? And therefore Rama is the greatest man in the Ramayana. Of course, Rama is the greatest man. Rama is the incarnation, Rama is the divine personality, Rama is the central character of Ramayana. All these are there. But still, in my opinion, Hanuman excels even Rama. Because we can see flaws and mistakes even in Sri Rama. Knowingly, of course, not unknowingly. Sri Rama knew everything. And as a part of his play or his drama, there are many occasions where we can criticize Sri Rama, where we can find fault with Sri Rama. There are many occasions. But show a single instance where we will find fault with Hanuman? No. He was the perfect being. Scholar, bhakta, one with the most rational thinking, the highest logic, the highest communicative skill, physical and mental health, power, a mighty being. See? We cannot tie Hanuman as a mere bhakta. He was a bhakta, of course, but Hanuman was much more. See, when Hanuman meet Sri Rama for the first time, their first meeting, there was a very short dialogue, very short communication was there. And after that, we can see Sri Rama speaking to Lakshmana. Oh, Lakshmana, he is a great scholar. He is a great scholar. Just to remember how he talked, usage of words. Only a scholar can speak so. This was the certificate given by Sri Rama at the very first sight of Hanuman, in the first meeting. So he was a scholar. How he crossed the ocean. Crossing all hurdles. We cannot imagine. And when he met Sita Devi, what he did there, how he met Ravana, how he fly back and reported. The greatest diplomat we can see in the Ramayana, one is Hanuman. Of course, one is Sri Rama. When Vibhishana came with his 4 ministers and asked for asylum, Then Sri Rama convened a meeting. Sri Rama didn't open his heart. Instead of that, he convened a meeting and asked each and every person, what's your opinion? What's your opinion? Shall we accept? Give him asylum or not? Then everybody said in the negative, no, no, we must not give him asylum because he is the brother of Ravana. And so we must not accept it. Hanuman was sitting without a word. Finally, Sri Rama asked, what is your opinion, Hanuman? Hanuman said, we must accept, we must give him asylum. Because he is the brother of Ravana, and he invariably will know all the secrets of Ravana, and it will help us in conquering Ravana. And this opinion was accepted by Sri Rama. And how Hanuman worked hard in the Rama Ravana battle. All these are matters of wonder. So Hanuman was not a simple devotee, bhakta. He was much more than that. He was a scholar, he was a bhakta, he was a yogi. He was all in one. So he is the Sundara of Rama. He is the Sundara of Rama. Who is the Sundara of Ramayana? It is a matter for debate. Because there is the Sundara Kanda in the Ramayana. And why it is Sundara Kanda? Who is the Sundara there? There is much scope for this debate and discussions. But we can say Hanuman is the Sundara. Of course, Rama was Sundara in the Sundara Kanda, and Sita is Sundari in the Sundara Kanda. All these are correct. There is a saying, Sundara, Sundara, Sundare, Sundari, Sundari, Sundare. Sundaram, Sundaram, Sundare, King Tanna, Sundaram, Sundare. So everything is Sundaram in Sundara Kandam. But Hanuman is the greatest Sundara. So Hanuman is an individual, a personality, which is above all comparisons, the highest. So we cannot compare the bhakti of Hanuman and Lakshmana. We cannot. Hanuman is above all comparisons. Namaste. Now we can conclude this and continue in our next. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhaved. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.